Hi, so I'm Ben from Astera, Head of Product Management. We are here to talk a little bit about solar bulb. What is solar? Solar is three things, basically. So the first thing that it is a bulb, right? So because it is a bulb, basically you can use it in any place where you have a bulb socket. So it has a lot of possibilities for practicals in film, but also in any kind of event. Wherever there's a bulb socket, you can go there. So that's the first thing in solar, that you have three versions of the fixture. One is E27, another one is E26, and another one is B22. So you can order in any of these three. The next thing is that it is also a downlight. So what you can see it here, you can use it as a downlight with a lot of possibilities for dinner tables, catering. You can hide it anywhere, and of course you can create a fake ceiling in a filming scenario. All these applications where it's very, very hard to find a fixture that is so tiny, so small, that can do this type of application. And the third thing, which is probably the most interesting one, is that it's also a high quality Fresnel, a fully functional Fresnel. So actually you have the same beam quality, the same beam distribution, the shadow quality that you will have in a bigger Fresnel. Exactly the same, but in a bulb. So you have a lot of possibilities with the zoom. It has a zoom from 15 degree to 50 degree, which is it has a lot of advantages when you are in tiny spaces, very short spaces. It has an angle indicator, and then if you want to add something on top, you can use a snoot. So this is the snoot. It's called the Solar Snoot. It's included in the kit, and basically you can just mount it in, and then you have an anti-glare shield with more contrast and even more control, also taking it from the eyes of the audience. Yeah. And another thing that we are showing here, but it's not an Astera product, it's a third-party product from Eller. It's a band door that you can mount directly into the Solar Snoot as well. So that's also a possibility for those who want to use it as a proper Fresnel and they want to cut the light. You can also do it with this. 3/8 thread and a 1/4 thread. So if you want to mount a baby pin on it, you have a hardware button as well, and then you can connect the DC through this cable. And when you connect the DC, then you can use it with a power station, which is a way to have battery for downlight use and so on. This is a 15 watt LED power draw, but in reality, this equals 50 watt tungsten par 20, par 30. The size, the housing of it is a par 30. But the lens size is a par 20. The reason why it has a different size is basically because of the feature of being able to move the zoom, right? So the coolest thing of all, I think, is not the solar bulb itself, but the combination of the solar bulb with the family. So it's part of this family that we have in here. So you have now a narrow spot downlight as a bulb. You have a LED traditional bulb, very powerful, which is the NYX bulb. And then you have the Luna that, as you know, you can remove the cap and use different accessories mounted on it and so on. The three of them are using Titan engine. So it's RGB plus mint plus amber, exactly the same engine, and with exactly the same protocols of the ecosystem. So we have in there inbuilt CRMX. Actually, these three bulbs are the only bulbs in the world that can do wireless DMX inbuilt. So you don't need any kind of transmitters in between. You go directly from your console to the fixtures, or you can use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, UHF through this stereo box, or infrared remotes. So it's high quality colors for film. You have a TLC IO96, but you also can do any saturate color that you want. And if you want to use it on battery, you can always mount it on a power station, like in the NYX, connect it via the DC cable, and then you are ready to go. Do you have it available in 2 weeks from now? We are shipping. So we already have distributors with some of them for demos. So it's fully available. And then the price depends on the country. But in Europe, it's between 150, 160 euros per bulb. You can order them individually, so it's individual bulbs. Or you can order them as a kit of 8, which is the most popular option, because you get a power station in there, which is very helpful for prepping with a battery, or to use it as I'm using it now, as a downlight with the battery. You can mount it here with a clamp or anything, so you have all these options available.